Hello and welcome to A Pint of Cthulhu. Today we are playing Doomsong. I'm not too sure what scenario you have lined up for us yet, Jack, so it's going to be interesting to see. This is a game that's coming to Kickstarter on the 17th of October, is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Yep, and we have an interview with Jack coming up in a week or two, so there's also that to look forward to. And other than that, I think if everyone's ready, we'll let you set the scene and try and murder us all.
Just dive right in. Yeah, so a little bit of background for those of you at home. This is Doomsong, a roleplay macabre set in a horror-filled, sort of Dark Ages land that is currently undergoing a biblical apocalypse. It's bad times all around, and you will be playing as gravediggers, sort of trying to survive, trying to thrive, and trying to frustrate the plans of Father Plague and the Lice Mother. Father Plague, High Lord of the Plaguescape, Lamentide of Pestilence, has taken control of the Kingdom of Leith, wrenched it from reality, and created his own realm of suffering and sickness. You are simple gravediggers in this land, and it is not expected for you to solve all of the world's problems by yourself. However, as part of an esteemed guild who would much like not to all die of the various illnesses that have been introduced to the world, your guild has taken on the quest of trying to collect and destroy the 7 totems that bind Father Plague to immortality and the Lice Mother to Father Plague. And I think that is probably enough very, very quick backstory. So, yeah, you guys will be playing gravediggers who have sort of been going around trying to help people, trying to simply keep up with the mounting dead, burying folks and performing the correct rites to put to rest the unquiet dead. For it is known that hell is full, and when a soul enters hell, they are rebuffed at the gate and return to the mortal realm 7 days hence as a seft, a ghost-like creature that, if it has enough power, might even possess items or even its own corpse as alive the unquiet dead. So it's very important that gravediggers are going about doing their job, and you have been going about and doing your job. In the course of your travels, you have encountered something. You're not sure what, and your memories are fuzzy. In fact, you remember very little before, well, one of you wakes up. So, I am going to choose at random one of you to awake and tell me a little bit about your character. So, I think last in, first out. Jay, as you awaken, your bones ache. You feel sort of a hard sort of rug that has clearly aged beyond any form of comfort beneath your shoulder, and your sort of bleary eyes open as you see before you what appears to be a study, an office that is well adorned. There's sort of rich furnishings dampening the sound, and a broken stained glass window on one edge of the wall. A door, 2 doors, in fact, in the opposite from the window, and several of your grave digging compatriots lying motionless on the ground. So, Jay, could you tell us a little bit about your character, their name, their wants, their hopes, their dreams?
Sure thing. So, with a disdainful huff at the dusty state of the room, Dorian Green is going to rise to his feet. He's a somewhat elderly gentleman, the air of someone who perhaps once was a little better off in life and is not quite emotionally adjusted to being such a sordid thing as a gravedigger. He's a decently tall man, his clothes hang off him as though he once filled them out a lot better, with a permanent suspicious glare on his face.
So as Dorian awakens, they will see the form of 5 bodies in the sort of huddled in the room, sort of splayed out on the floor in various states of unconsciousness. You will vaguely remember these as fellow gravediggers. What will Dorian do?
Dorian will probably look around, seeing that he is, I guess, in a place that he does not expect to wake up in.
Indeed, you don't recognise this room at all.
So he's probably going to start kicking some of the others awake. He's going to start, none too gently, kicking the shoulders of his companions.
I think you kick. Let's go with Cap. You kick Cap's character, who sort of grumbles awake. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Aye, alright there, chaps. So this guy, Sherky McCombus. Before being a grave digger, you would have found him in the slums. He was a well-read, light-footed detective and tracker. From the slums of Asartum. Which I think is his home. Other than that, we don't know much about this guy. He's probably in his mid-30s and he likes a drink. Take it away.
So one of the 2 sensations that Shirky gets as they wake, it's first of all a sharp pain in the ribs from the booted foot of Dorian, and the sound of a squawk as his eyes open and he sees this stained glass window, noticing that the top pane has been smashed. A draft entering the room, sort of fluttering the curtains and any sort of upholstery slightly with the draft. Sat in the hole in the window is a large raven who appears to be just sort of watching the group with some interest. And it gives a bit of a squawk as Shirky awakens. Nevermore.
Cheers for the kick, you big prick.
Are you going to be speaking in rhyming couplets this whole session?
Not anymore. I think I ran out of them.
Just you had one in you.
I had one in me. Right, he gets himself up onto his feet, has a wee look around the room, notices there's some more bodies, or some lying down people at least. He doesn't hit... Sorry, Jay, what was your name again?
Dorian Green.
Dorian. He doesn't bother hitting Dorian, he knows why he was kicked. And, he
sleeping on the job.
Notices a bizarre raven looking at him. He'd take his spyglass out and get a closer look at this raven.
It's not too far. So it's a fairly, it's a lavish room, but you imagine that if the fireplace was going and the window was fixed, that this would be quite a cozy area. It's sort of, you imagine this is the room that, posh people have massive castles and houses with huge halls and this, that and the other, but those huge halls are quite drafty and uncomfortable, and this is actually a space that you imagine someone spending a lot of time in. It's got a lot of care to its furnishing, a lot of comfort to your surroundings.
That's a bit too fancy for him. He certainly doesn't feel at home.
Yeah. You imagine that although the rug that you've just awoken on is clearly damaged through time and weather. Once it was new, it was probably worth more than a year's pay for you. I think as you're awakening, I think of their own volition, Matt, your character will start to stumble awake. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, quite a scrawny, tall fellow, born as a wild thing, learning a silky whisper, becoming a Weiss, and has a pet albino weasel. Well, at least you think it's a pet, it turns out to be a familiar. All you know about this man is he goes by the name of Silk.
Silk. Love
And
it.
has a very, very bad breath.
Silk is a witch. A little bit of backstory for the people at home. Witches in this setting follow, or at least gain their powers from, one of the traitor gods, which is considered heresy.
Oh.
Not so great, as the main sort of church and religion of humanity is in service to the divine corpse, the first god that created everything and was immediately murdered by the traitor gods. So it's a bit of a contentious point.
I'd also like to point out, he has a wooden foot.
Ooh,
You'll always hear him clacking.
I love it.
Clacking at
And
the chamber door.
far more importantly is what is your weasel's name?
Ethan.
Ethan.
That's all
He
I
has to
need.
be in here somehow. That's Toucan's name.
It's also
so-
what Matt has continually named a weasel companion.
Yeah, he gave me a familiar in D&D and I called it Ethan.
Excellent. As Silk sort of cracks their neck and every sort of bone of you has this feeling that you've been here a while. You've been, you've woken up on the floor before after a hard night's drinking or something, and this has very much that sort of feel. With fortunately none of the heavy headache or grogginess that goes along with it. Ethan sort of snakes his way out of your coat and sort of sniffs around, and through his senses, as a witch is familiar, you can gain a little bit from their senses, their sight and their smell. You will get the faint tang of copper blood in the air. I think Ethan will sort of make his way over to Cartman's character and sort of nuzzle against his ear to wake him up. And Cartman, can you tell me a little bit about yours?
Yeah, so I'm playing similar to Matt. I've got a wild thing as well, except I'm more of a sort of a ranger guy, and I'm a bit more of a sneaky guy, a bit of espionage, a bit of spy. My name is Gabe, and yeah, I'm going to see what goes on.
Fantastic. You wake up, and you will sort of wake up seeing the mahogany doors on the edge of the room, and your sort of gravedigger companions around you, and the two still forms of two more of these bodies, one of which starts to move as you look at it. Josh, tell me a little bit about your character.
The hell's with all this kicking? The name's Jose Franco. Middle class, marksmanship skills, watchman in danger, young gravedigger. 6'5", long black hair, dark green eyes.
A young gravedigger that's been smoking 20 packs a day, now at the tender age of 25.
Yeah. But, Jose will awaken. And
Josh taking any opportunity he can to play a tall person.
yeah, standing up and
Okay, fine.
looming
I'll
over the
take
rest of you.
I'll take that back to 4'3".
Closer to yourself. That's great.
Your thought they were
But it's still
ridiculously tall.
many inches high.
Luckily, being your height does not confer you any any stat bonuses. But yeah, you awaken to the cold chill of the draft throughout the room, and your compatriots sort of checking their gear, their items. If you started with any items, then you still have those, and of course, all of you will have a gravedigger's spade and a badge upon your person. which leaves one more body. This one does not move.
Go over and see if I can find anything to identify him.
Well, I'm going to kick him first.
Did we all fall asleep with a body in the room?
As you head over, give the body a bit of a kick. It has the dull weight that you know all too well. There is no reaction, there is no attempt to sort of roll over and go back to sleep or anything like that. And there is some sort of something that tells you that there is no life in this body. It is a male's body, average height about 5'10" or something like that. Fairly sort of lanky build, quite lithe and thin. And I think as you give it a kick, it will, through sort of just momentum and being sort of propped up, it will sort of flop over, and you will see a horrible gash wound going from its sort of upper clavicle down all the way to its hip on the other side of its body. This sort of deep, ragged cut opening up, and as it moves across, sort of moves over, the stench of blood that it was blocking with its body will hit all of you as it sort of moves, and the sort of sense.
Looking at this massive wound with my spyglass, I deduce that this is probably what killed the man.
You can never quite be sure.
You reckon there. Honestly, that's how you determine.
Way to go, Captain Obvious.
So, you will all recognise this man. This is Mordecai.
Daddy?
Who, up until recently, was the de facto leader of your little band of merry men. He led you through thick and thin, kept you alive, and was good at his job as far as you have anything to compare him to. But perhaps those days are behind him.
Did anyone hear anything last night?
I don't remember anything last night.
I think you, of all people, Mitch, would understand that something rather magic must have happened here. No, I don't know about you, but I certainly don't remember getting transported here or coming here of my own will. And I think most of us would have awoken as someone receiving a mortal wound.
I'm fairly certain that could be down to drink.
Alright, everybody, try not to touch anything.
Can I ask, can I search his pockets? Can I search his body?
Of course.
I said try not to touch anything. What are you doing, man?
No, I'm used to this. I'm a gravedigger. He's dead. It's my job.
We're all gravediggers.
Help me, goddammit. Why are you standing there? Do your job.
I don't want to steal his shit.
The man will rise in 7 days. We best bury the body.
In the floorboards, do you think?
Is nobody interested what happened? No, you just want to just fucking continue doing your jobs. We just woke up with no memories next to a dead guy.
Well, all I know is I drank too much, and now it's another day, another body, so in the hole it goes.
Well, obviously he's been murdered, but whatever did it isn't here. We do need to deal with this before we end up fighting our old dear companion.
Jesus, he put me with this crew.
I agree with Mr. Gate that we need to search the body to see if there's anything on him that might help us along.
Is the raven still hanging bit?
Yeah, still
Just
watching
chilling there, okay.
the group. You sense no sort of fear from the raven. It doesn't seem like you've all sort of stood up and are moving about. It hasn't flown off, and it hasn't sort of shown any sign of
Okay, is there
to
any
flee or
loose
anything
bit
like
of gore from the dude's corpse?
Pardon?
Was there any loose bit of gore or flesh from the dude's corpse?
On the raven.
No, on the floor, like just around.
Yeah. So there is. So as the sort of body flopped to one side, the gore from its wound, sort of that it was covering up with its torso, is definitely there on the floor next to it.
So if those two are going to go check the body's pockets, Dorian's going to sort of fussily bring out a handkerchief from his pocket, wrap his hand in it, and pick up the gore and walk over to offer it to the Raven.
Okay.
And you think I'm weird.
You have a
Befriending
weasel,
Raven.
that's worse.
Befriending
Yes, it's
crows
clean.
is a good thing.
So,
See the animals while we work.
so I think I'm going to start with Gabe robbing this body. As you sort of go over, have a check of the corpse. One of the first things you will sort of know or see is it seems fairly fresh, probably less than a day old. You've all spent time around dead bodies, so you get a sense for these things. Which means that you've got at least 6 days before his soul sort of returns from hell and starts causing problems.
Okay.
Taking
Careful, Gabe. Slowly.
Very quickly, whilst I'm searching the his pockets and stuff like that, I'm gonna poke his face and yep, he's definitely dead.
So checking through his pockets, you will find a coin purse filled with obols. So that is a fat coin purse that you can add to your gear if you wish to take it. You will also find a long-handled knife.
Now that I will take, and I'm just gonna. Can I slyly put it into my belt knife or on my belt as such?
I think so. You can just sort of.
I can roll for that, but I'd rather the others didn't see that because.
Do you have any trait that you think would sort of help you out with this?
Yes, I do. I have traits. I'm pretty sure espionage and spy, smuggler. All
Those are-
traits.
Those aren't traits so much as they
so-
are past.
Yeah, so each one of those should have given you a trait during character creation.
Trait, common,
so like-
borderborn, and literate.
I'm getting there.
Light-footed and suspicious.
Yeah, then
Suspicious,
light-footed
maybe.
and suspicious.
Yeah, so I think unless anyone else is sort of really trying to like watch you, I'll just allow you to
I
do
am.
that.
I'm very
Okay.
concerned about this whole thing, and I'm an investigator.
Okay, in that case, I will ask you to roll because it is interesting whether you pass or fail. So that is sort of one of the first tenets of I only ask you to roll if it's interesting if you fail. But this is a good way to go through how checks work. So on that character sheet, you should see a little reminder of how checks work. But if you don't worry about it. I will go through it each time. And for those following at home. So the way a check works, I set a difficulty. I think this is going to be fairly easy, so I'm going to make this difficulty 4 rather than 5. 5 is sort of your standard difficulty. Do you have any modifiers that are going to help you out with this? I think suspicious would...
Yeah, suspicious. Maybe like... No, not really light-footed. This is not the light-footed thing.
Yeah, I think if you had quick
run
finger,
away.
that'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
I
But
didn't know if there was a quick finger trait, but yeah, that would be the one.
so I'm going to give you a +1 for suspicious.
Okay.
And does Shirky have any like sharp-eyed or suspicious or anything that's going to make this harder?
We've got investigator. We've got well-timed tip.
I think investigator. I'm going to increase the difficulty by 1, back up to 5. So it's difficulty 5. You've got a +1. I'm going to say so. The next step is whether this is focused, hasty, or standard. I'm going to say standard. So you've got enough time to do it. You're not under like combat pressure, and you're not under like. But also you will sort of only have one go at this, so it's not going to be focused.
Okay.
So that means you are going to be rolling 1 die and adding 1 to it, and looking for a 5.
Sorry, I'm rolling a d20.
D6.
D6.
Yeah, no worries. You'll only ever need a D6 and the Doom coin
Okay.
in this.
Dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
D6 only a 5. Damn.
Am I going to catch you? Hey, Gabe. I said slowly. We're looking for clues as to how this guy died. Just put it to the side now.
So that is a 4. So that is a failure at the moment. But you can always, after rolling, choose to flip the Doom coin. So the Doom coin is, as you imagine, a coin. It has a heads and a tails. If you choose to flip the Doom coin...
Getting ahead of myself there.
no worries. I love it. But if you basically flip the Doom coin and get a heads, you can move that up to a success with some cost. Whereas tails basically would take that down to a critical fail, and I'll do something nasty to you, basically. If you want to flip the Doom coin. But it is, as always, up to you.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 chance as well. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, but it's like, what would I... Yeah, but what would I gain if I passed? It's
a knife.
A knife.
No,
so, yeah, you will have...
Cost.
You will have successfully taken this knife. The cost, I'm afraid I'm keeping that a secret for now. But that cost you're getting either way at the moment. So this is sort of whether you're getting that knife.
I mean, obviously I'm going to flip the coin, I have to.
Oh. Is that soundbite going to be on the on the software? Because that's rad.
I didn't know
that. So you have flipped Doom. One other thing I didn't tell you about the Doom coin is that whether you got heads or tails, you now have the Doom coin. So that is with you, and you are considered doomed. What doomed means is that if I'm going to do something nasty to one of you, I'm going to pick you. I'm going to pick Gabe. And basically, I'll pick on you first if I'm ever being mean. Until someone else flips the Doom coin. And then we go to the effect. So that became a critical fail. So as you're stealing this knife, your eye is caught by something in the wound, in this man's chest. You see something glimmer in there, something shiny, and that gives you pause. You are not only sort of caught by Shirky, sees you taking the knife, but you are sort of drawn to whatever sort of glimmer there is in this wound. You find yourself reaching out with your offhand, sort of just subconsciously drawn to whatever is in there. And as you sort of dip your hand into this viscera, you feel something hard. Your fingers sort of clasp around it, and it feels like chain, something metallic in there. And at that point, your senses return to you. You have your hand sort of wrist deep in this man's torso, touching whatever is metallic in the wound. And Shirky, okay. you have seen. You saw basically him stealing this knife. You saw him trying to take it.
So, one or two things I want to ask. Firstly, yes. I mean, is my character repulsed by gore? I mean, is this like a thing? Because when we played a Pint of Cthulhu, we had insanity checks. Is this a thing for Doomsong?
So there is no set sort of sanity. There may be, as the result of failures or critical failures, I may give you traits such as fearful of X, so fearful of gore might be one. Okay. In this case, you are basically you're fine. Cool. It is up to you. You have a healthy, normal fear for things that are scary. So it is up to you whether. I
mean, I'm also going to say because I am a grave digger, so I mean I'm not exactly repulsed by bodies, but I am intrigued to find something hard. So, can I investigate this hard object I found, potentially?
Indeed you can.
I think you'll find that's called rigor mortis.
Or no, not metal.
Well, I think it's called something else.
Can I use a knife to cut open and examine this metal then, please?
Yeah, so as you sort of pull and cut, sort of setting free whatever is in there, you see that it is indeed a chain, a short length of chain that you pull. As you do, there is a bit of sort of tension, a bit of pushback, but with a bit of a yank, you are able to extract this from the body. The chain is attached to a small sack. In fact, read the proper description.
I found me some treasure, my laddies.
So it appears to be a dried, bulging sheep's stomach. Both ends of the stomach are tied shut with this sort of chain piercing it with a great hook. The whole thing is obviously covered in the remains of your former leader.
Oh, it's just haggis.
But it does give a bit of a haggisy look to it as you pull this out. You are suddenly sort of overwhelmed with visions, thoughts, feelings, whether they're from your past or whether they're from someone else's is hard to determine at first. Can you give me a resist fear check, Gabe?
Sorry, is that a roll then?
So that's another check, just like before.
Cool.
Do you have anything that you think would help you with resisting fear? Are you brave? Are you...
I'm order born.
That's
I don't think that's going to help in
No,
this.
okay.
Borderborn is, but
No, otherwise literate, no. Light-footed, no. Just no.
I'd make the argument that literate might make you a little bit better at...
Yeah, but literate in this
Resisting a
context
fear.
is more like I know how to read. Because
Yeah, the idea that you might know what this is. You might have read about this
Yeah.
somewhere.
I think I'm not going to give it to you on this one. But,
I tried, Carmen.
No, thank you. I like the attempt, but okay. No, we go
Okay,
for
so-
straight check then.
Can you give me a d6 roll, looking for a 5?
God damn it.
You can, of course, flip that doom coin, as
No, I don't
always.
think there's not much point this time. I mean,
Do
it's...
it.
I mean, 'cause
How much
if
more
I,
first
You're
could you
already
possibly get?
doomed. What
Do
could
it.
what's the worst that could happen?
well, I could. This would get quite serious now because it's going to be a critical fail.
You can't be double doomed. Like, you're already doomed. It's fine.
That is true.
Okay.
But it is your choice and your choice alone. You can ignore the the peanut gallery.
Carmen,
so this is-
Carmen, if you do it, I'll buy you the sweater that's in chat.
No, bribe running. No, Josh, wait until it will actually kill him if he fucks it up.
Oh.
Then bribe him.
Okay, this is the one question I want to ask. Okay, so obviously I know if I fail, it's a critical fail, which is totally
Yes.
cool. But if I do pass the heads, would it then be a success or obviously not critical success? Would it be
It would go up to success with cost.
Okay, then it is worth me doing this Doom coin then. It would draw me out of the failure part. So
Correct, yeah.
Oh.
So I believe in here is the picture the side that it landed on. Is that correct? So
Yeah.
that's actually a success.
Cool.
That is the good side of the
Okay.
of the
So
coin.
the crown's the good side?
Crown's the good side, skull's the bad side.
Okay.
Hey, we were working on the other way because we were like, well, skulls are heads, so intuitively.
I was scared then. I thought I
get
rolled
the
bad.
Oh.
But okay, no, I'll take good.
So in the lore, essentially, the skull is the skull of the divine corpse, who is dead. That's the god of the sort of the main church of the world.
See,
And
it's the good one. It's the good god.
But he is dead and grants no miracles. The crown
Lazy
in
god.
this book is the sign of pestilence, who is a traitor god, and that is the sign that the gods have decided to give you a little boost in this particular
Oh, that's
sign.
so
Perhaps not
interesting. Because
his.
then if you roll the Doom coin and succeed, it's the villain that's granting you the favour.
So,
That's really cool.
but you have pushed that up to a success, which will
Awesome.
resist fear.
What's in the stomach's bag? The stomach bag.
So as you pull this up, you're given flashes of hatred and fear, and the mask that looks similar to a hedgehog's face. It is on a woman who you may have heard stories of, called the Lice Mother, the consort of Father Plague.
Sorry, very quickly. And I see this as a vision very quickly then.
Yeah, sort of as your fingers touch this used stomach.
Okay, then very quickly, just then, as my fingers touch the used stomach, and what's that lady's name again? One more time.
The Lice Mother.
The Lice Mother. I'm gonna, in almost ecstasy, I'm gonna look up in my head, so I'm looking at the ceiling and mutter "Lice Mother" just aloud, but quietly.
It's just so damn hot.
Why?
No, because I've been,
again.
because I've just seen this vision, and I want my character to react to that. And if it freaks you guys out, then yeah, it's your problem.
Then so be it. You will also intuitively understand that this is one of the totems of the Lice Mother. And
so I found a totem already.
You did indeed. You will know from that vision, as you sort of see part of the ritual that the Lice Mother performed to create it, to bind herself to Father Plague and gain her immortality, that the only way to cleanse this totem is to feed it to her true love.
Ooh.
Okay. So then this is what I'm going to do. After I foresee this circumstance of events, I'm going to start to come back to reality as such, and start.
There goes gravity.
And start to stare off into the distance.
Yeah, I'm just in your face going, just put it next to the body. Careful, careful.
I know. I'm gonna grab it tighter. I want it closer to me because it's an important artifact I just felt like I found, and then I'm going, wait, guys, this is serious. I think I found something important here.
So whilst this is all happening, apologies.
No,
I'm making a friend.
Dorian is making a friend. So yeah, you've taken a bit of the viscera and offering it to the raven. It will flutter down from its perch, landing on the sort of edge of an armoire. Sort of look at you. You see a little bit of suspicion in its eye, but it decides that the viscera is worth the gamble, and will lean forwards, taking a sort of chunk of it from your hand, leaning its head back, opening its beak wide, and swallowing the whole chunk in one, giving a few sort of gags as it gets it down its gullet. It looks at you, cocks its head, and says, "Thank you for that."
You're quite welcome, my feathered friend. Could certainly get you more if you mind a quick conversation first.
Says, "Flesh of a gravedigger. A bit common, a bit
Mundane, I know.
unsatisfying.
Creatures such as ourselves deserve such finer things, but alas, in these times..."
There was days gone by where I feasted upon the flesh of kings. Such richer meat, and richer meat still I crave.
Such richer days for the both of us. You wouldn't happen to know where we are as the current my companions of the moment, and are a little lost.
You find yourself in Castle Leaf.
Castle Leaf.
Long lost from the realm of men.
If not the realm of men, then what creatures is this the realm of?
This is the Plaguescape. This is Father Plague's realm now. Kings are not the high thing they used to be, though princesses and queens still hold some esteem.
Perhaps they do. You know of grave diggers, and You seem well learned enough. You know what my order wishes to do.
Indeed I do. But...
So then, succeeding, how does the flesh of a god sound one day?
his eyes light up as you say that. And he says, "It sounds simply delightful."
And here I was thinking I was the only heretic.
Did that bird just talk?
Well, perhaps, should we succeed, I may offer you a place to dine one day.
And if you need any device, then the Valraven will provide.
The Valraven, huh?
It is I, and I am him.
What if I'd like to buy a consonant? As a wise, can I tell anything about this raven that I might be able to tell the others?
You'll know that ravens don't usually talk. But as a witch, you can you can take a look. You will know from its sort of colouring that it is not a familiar. It is not sort of the creature of another witch. It is its own being. If you wanted to take some time and see if you knew any sort of fables or any knowledge, then you could roll for that, essentially. Or you could sort of just take that information.
If I may, Durian.
Do as you wish.
Okay, then.
Okay, so if you want to take a bit of time to see if you remember anything about or know anything about Valravens, then I think that's going to be difficulty 5. So do you have any traits that are going to help you out with that? I think I'll give you +1 for your witchiness.
Just the borderborn liar and a missing foot.
Yeah, I think either borderborn or I'll give you +1.
Did a crow eat your foot by any chance?
Yeah, the missing foot is what's helping out. So on knowledge checks and sort of these sort of cerebral checks, you can also get allies. So you can get allies in any sort of check. For a knowledge check like this, essentially, if anyone is helping you out with this and they have basically a different angle on the check, then they can also give you a +1. So if anyone else is sort of trying to help out with this,
Dorian would be curious on this, and he used to be quite wealthy. Perhaps he had access to a bit of a library that might have had some myths in it.
Okay. I'll give you an extra +1 for that. So you're looking at +2.
I'm kind of busy at the moment cataloguing Gabe's autopsy.
And if you would like, you can also make this focused if you want to spend some proper time recollecting. You've got all the time in the world, you believe.
Durian, feed that thing another bite. I'm going to focus on this.
So, can you roll me 2 dice and take the highest? So that's a focused action. That's basically the bonus you get for taking your time.
The lowest is a 2, the highest is a 5.
So, you've got 5, you've got +2 from your various bonuses. That gets you to success. You could flip the Doom coin to try and push that into a critical success if you wanted.
I think I'll pass.
You think you're going to stick with the success. Okay, you will know that a Valraven is an ordinary raven that has feasted upon the flesh of a king. The flesh of a king confers to it the ability of speech and the basically mental faculties of the creature it has eaten. Also, you will know that the voice it speaks with is indeed that of the kings that it ate. You'll know that about Valravens essentially. In stories, they're often depicted as sort of tricksters and with view sort of wants that are beyond the ken of mortal men, sort of often used as a bit of a antagonist in a lot of fairy tales and that sort of thing. But this one seems friendly enough.
They have a taste for lying.
Don't we all at some point? Terrible thing to accuse someone of in these times.
Especially to their face.
Quite rude.
Merely
Indeed.
going off of formal stories.
Well, Chartlands I'm travelling with aside, I hope to see you again soon. Feathered friend. And with that, Dorian's gonna leave the window for a bit.
Okay. So, yeah, we've got Shirky and Gabe are busy doing an autopsy on Mordecai, the ex-gravedigger. And yeah, so you've got this sheep stomach, you've got the chain, you've got a knife. Everything's looking up.
Didn't we get a totem as well?
That was.
Yeah, the sheep's stomach is the totem.
That's cool.
Doran.
So,
We should have asked the crow if it knows where any of the totems are or any way it can help us get out of here.
I think one at a time is a good option, don't you?
Mm.
can I? At this point, I'm assuming I told all the other guys what I saw, like my hallucinations and stuff like that.
You certainly can.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to. Yeah, you say that.
So go on. Yeah, I tell the guys what I saw, what I felt, how I'm now feeling strongly inclined to find the rest of these totems.
Well, our order does need us to find the totems, but to be frank, they are dangerous. I've heard that they can interfere with your mind. I wouldn't doubt
Too
it.
right, they're
given
dangerous.
these
Look at this guy.
visions.
He's in half.
Oh yes, so the more we have at the one time, the more incentive there is for us to be hunted, the more danger we're in from the totems themselves.
As you say the word hunted, you hear from behind one of the doors to this room the scrape of metal against stone. Quiet at first, but getting louder.
Well,
I
I
think
that
it's
solves
time
the
to
problem
go.
of what direction to go in. Other way, gentlemen?
Can we take the bird with us? Like, can he hop on one of our shoulders and come along with us?
That rather depends on if he wants to come with this motley crew.
I just wanted to ask a question.
He looks to you, looks to the door, and goes, "The Lice Mother is a little too scary for me.
Fair enough.
I'll join you if you survive. But I would suggest you stay out of her way."
Well,
All
you
right.
heard the man, bird. Let's go.
Hey, let's cut this investigation short. Let's try and find a way out.
Yeah. So you said there was a room on either side. I assume we're going to the door. Door on either side of the room. I
Yes,
assume we're
there's-
heading out the one opposite this scary, spooky
Yeah,
place.
we're moving away from the sound.
I'd like to grab the coin purse before we leave.
I think Cartman's already
Of
got
course.
that, hasn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, Cartman's the one that's been taking the things out of the pockets. He's got the coin purse, he's got the knife, and he's got the stomach.
Fair enough.
Army.
Well, I suppose have you at least took the totem out the stomach, mate?
Well,
Or are you just taking the stomach with you as well?
I mean, I'm kind of tempted to make sort of an intestine stomach out of. Sorry,
So
an
it's
intestine
sort of-
necklace. Out
sort
of
of
the stomach.
feeling the contents of the stomach, you will get the sense that whatever's inside is essentially you can feel like bread and cheese and sort of some sort of damp liquidy substance in there.
Ah, so there's
rather
food in there as well.
than anything.
Nice.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, monkeys.
Snacks of the road.
So
it
yeah,
is
I'm going to make an intestine necklace and put it on my neck.
just sort of hanging the chain around, hook it around. Yeah, you've got this.
Yeah, you got it. Intestine necklace.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're the height of fashion at the moment. As
There's
you
something deeply wrong with you, Gabe.
It
As
just
you
feels
make-
right. It just, the soft stomach against my chest.
As the door opens, it does so with an almighty creak, as is the wont for castles of this age and this dereliction. The draft from the window behind you sort of blows in through the door, and you will find yourself in a lavish bedroom. A 4-poster bed is up against sort of one wall. Another door to your right to exit the room. 2 windows sort of up behind the bed, leading out onto the sort of exterior of the... As you sort of are in a couple of rooms, the thick stone walls and the general layout is feeling quite castle-like to you, and I believe you were told it's in Castle Leith as well. So, you see this 4-poster bed that with the sort of the curtains about it billowing slightly from the draft behind you, and another door out of the room.
Is there like a desk or an end table or something like that?
A vanity I'd be looking for.
Yeah, so a vanity or something, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a large wardrobe, a sort of dressing, there's screens to dress behind, as well as sort of some chairs and general sort of furnishings of the room.
I'm going to shout to Jay's character to check the drawers, and I'm going to have a wee look under the pillows.
Is there a way I can roll to do a quick check of the area, like I don't know, something that might catch my eye or something of interest?
Yeah, so
Reception check.
essentially you
Thank you.
you could say where you want to look, and there will be no sort of roll required. You'll just find stuff.
Like I just did.
Exactly. Or you can do a sort of, I want to just sort of search the area, and that could be done with a check, essentially.
We do need to move quickly though, because we are being...
That's why I'm thinking I might just go for the check and do the roll.
Sort of
for
a quick glance around and sort of intuition.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like,
vibe.
yeah, I'll do that. Then.
Yeah, so I think I'm happy with that, and we can check the specific locations as well with Shirky. Gay, can you then roll me a...
Yes, and I would also like
so-
to use. I'm going to say the treat illiterates will actually help me with this one, in case it's a book or something might be written on it, or a note of some sort might come in handy. Like I can read it.
Yeah, I think if you're using literate for this, then basically you will be finding something book
Yeah, that's
related.
kind of the reason that I chose
rather than-
drawers and under the pillows. I figured if I'm going to find like who this place is, it's a diary that we're probably looking for. That seemed like the most likely places for them.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a broader search. I was sort of using illiterate as sort of an add-on, so that if there was like a note or a diary you said on the side, I would get that as well. But I was sort of like more
I think
of a broad search. I was sort of after this is what I want to do as a check.
Yeah, so I think I'm not going to give you literate for this, because if you found a book or something, that literate isn't going to help you find the book. It'll help you read the book once you've found it. But, so, I think with that, we'll call that a 5. If anyone is helping you out with this check, you can get
I'll be
ally
helping.
bonuses for that.
Anyone
Sounds
want in on
cool.
this?
I'll
Help
be
me out.
helping.
That's a +1 there. And anyone else?
If I'm looking anyway, I've got the investigator.
Yeah, I'll give you a
Great.
+1 for your aid there. So that's a +2 overall.
I won't be helping, but might I suggest we push the bed against the door to save us some time, or give us some time?
Well, I like that. So yeah, if I think if two of you can push the bed, basically.
Yeah, well, I'm
and
checking
then
the pillows anyway, so I say, fair play, big
Alright.
man. You grab that side, I'll grab this side.
Certainly.
Okay. So
and can we have that investigation check, please?
yes, that is a 1d6 plus 2. Yes.
Yep.
Cool. I'll roll that now. 6.
Excellent. You've even got the +2 in there. So yeah, that's a 6. You take a look around whilst everyone is helping out and finding stuff. You will find in the sort of there's a little writing desk in the corner where you will find sort of notes that appear to you see like notes on border raids that the castle is currently sort of dealing with. And let me just check the thing. So you'll find reports on border raids and dwindling grain supplies. As the two pushing the bed sort of take a big push, it's a bit heavier than you were expecting, and as the curtain of the four-poster bed blows to one side, you will see that there is a long, rotted body lying in the bed itself. This does
Another
not
corpse.
stop you from pushing it up against the edge. But
Wow. Yeah,
Quick
no.
game, check his stomach.
That's it, yeah. No. Check it for change. So, yeah, no, I'm going to sort of do what I did last time. I mean, I'm going to sort of check it, but this time, because, last time I found
If
something.
you're the one holding the artifact, maybe someone else should... I don't know if holding two of them is going to fuck you up.
You're holding an
Perhaps
artifact, a
don't
knife,
get on
and a book
bed.
now.
Does anyone else
How many
wanna
hands have
check
you got?
the body? I mean,
So, yeah, have someone else check the body.
Gabe, might I suggest you don't get on the bed whilst we're trying to push it?
He's having a fun little ride. Leave the man alone.
a dead body. Sorry.
Yay! Two little corpses jumping on the bed. Right, anyhow, so who's checking the body if not Gabe?
I'll check it.
So at a cursory glance, sort of no roll required, you will see that the body has a crown upon its head. It is decayed sort of beyond recognition, but you can see that its eyes and much of its face are clearly showing the signs of peck marks and sort of general decay from animals feeding upon it.
Okay.
That explains
With
the
the-
crow then.
With the bed up against the wall, the door, it seems fairly sort of securely shut. And the body is in the sort of ruined clothes of sort of someone readied for bed, sort of a dressing gown and not much else.
Okay,
I guess we found the king.
and I guess we should move on.
Where's that crow? You should tell him his dinner's here.
He already knows his dinner's here, dude. He's just eating him.
Yeah.
If I rifle through the vanity and such, am I going to find any jewellery, perhaps? Since this seems like a pretty affluent guy.
Yeah, definitely. You will find sort of brooches, sort of cloak pins, and a large sort of gold chain as well.
Okay, I'm going to shove the shinies into my pockets.
There is also, of course, the crown.
I'll be taking that.
There's a slight stick to the crown. The sort of flesh about his head seems to not completely wish to let it go. Some of it sort of comes away as you pull, but it come away it does, and you now have a crown of Adram's crown of leaf.
Ethan, you can clean this for me. I know you like flesh.
Is the crown a totem by chance?
Not as far as you
Not
know.
far as we know.
You don't get a flash of visions or anything like that from it. It seems mundane at the very least.
Okay, so just a normal crown.
And as you're sort of checking, you will hear the scrape of metal against stone in the room that you were just in.
Is there a way we can bar the door, put a furniture or the bed
We
against
put
it?
bed.
With
The
the
bed's
bed
always
against
against it.
Yeah.
That's
You've got
what
the
we
bed
spent the
against
last
it.
10 minutes doing. Right, so how about we move on then, gentlemen?
That sounds
Through,
like a
through
really
the
good
window or
idea.
through the door?
Yes, there's a window and a door.
Does the window seem like it leads to a very sharp drop?
As you sort of move over to the window, it does indeed. You are on the second floor, and you will see sort of down below. You'll see a hedge maze from above, a few sort of scattered buildings, and sort of the curtain wall of the castle enclosing the whole area.
Perhaps we could make a rope out of the bed sheets.
I don't think I fancy my chances in hedge maze.
I think we take the door.
Being chased by a
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah, we don't really have time for that crap. Let's just take the door.
Door.
Okay.
Door.
Oh. Wait, did Carmen communicate about the you need to feed it to her love thing?
I believe so. I think you shared all the information you had.
It seems that everyone here is rather dead. The only living thing we've seen that eats things is the raven.
You don't portray that the raven is the plague father, do you?
Well, ravens are generally associated with death, but let's shelve that for now.
Well, there's no harm in testing this. The guy's dead anyway. Gabe, stick that totem in his mouth.
Oh, the king! Oh, jeez.
The bird, not the corpse.
We may have meant someone a little different, but he's not here in any case. Let's continue.
You'll be a spider any day.
So what's the plan?
Going
Through the
through the
door.
door.
Yeah, through the door.
Okay, excellent. So as you make your way through the door, you find yourself in a corridor. Barreling your way down, you will see it sort of split off to sort of further rooms and stuff on this floor, and a staircase that seems to lead, a spiral staircase that seems to lead downstairs.
Is there anything of interest we see as we pass by? Like an interesting room that's a door ajar, or
You'll see so this whole floor seems very sort of well furnished. You will see down the corridor a couple more rooms, a couple more doors, so leading into what you presume are other sort of royal chambers.
I slide down the banister.
Oh, have fun.
Gabe, you can check the tapestries all you want. I'm going downstairs.
If this place is large enough, we should possibly use this opportunity to get a look at what's chasing us.
it's got a good point. I mean, we got a big hallway here, and I've got this long-handed knife.
Oh, I'm not suggesting we fight whatever it is. If this is the Plague Master's domain, then it's likely too strong for us to face head-on, but I'd quite like to know what it is.
I think you're right. This domain isn't for men. This is just not right at all.
For women only. Rule trespassing when you leave.
I think you're all bloody insane.
But there is a part of me that does want to check out one of these rooms. That could
I
be
feel
something
like
in there.
if they were important, we might have been hinted at that. But I kind of just want to get as far away from the door that we came in through to this area without being out of sight of it.
Yeah, you've got quite a long corridor to work with. So
I'm
yeah,
going to test the door then to make sure it's not locked, so that I don't get fucked when I turn around.
Yes, as you sort of test the door, it certainly opens. There's also the staircase as well, sort of going down.
Okay, good.
I'll follow Shirky to the stairs.
Yeah, I've already slid down the banister.
And down I go.
I'd like to walk outside and see what's going on.
But no, I'm with Sorry and Jay with this one. I want to see what's behind the door.
Yeah. I'm going to try and maybe... is there anything that I could hide behind a little bit? Be a little bit sneaky about this?
So there is a full suit of armour, sort of stood up, clutching a rotted halberd. And you can certainly pretty much perfectly hide behind that. As you do so, you will hear the creak and the crack of wood breaking. You will hear a sawing sound, a splintering sound, and then silence. If you wait a few seconds longer, you will see emerging from the bedroom door where you just were a slight woman, not of intimidating height, wearing a hedgehog mask. Her left hand is seemingly sort of clenched in a rictus claw, unable to move. Her right hand clutches at the handle of a bone saw, which, as she walks down the corridor, she will drag against the wall next to her.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I am out of here.
So,
I am out of here.
one
That's
second.
the Lich Mother.
So
That's
I
Lich
was gonna
Mother.
say the same
No.
thing. The second she came through the bedroom door, Gabe whispers to himself the words "a lice mother." Almost subconscious.
Don't call her name.
Yeah, but as I said, it's almost subconscious, so I didn't even know I was doing it.
So, 2 questions. Where are you going? Are you going sort of downstairs or into the room next to you?
We're going to jump on the banister.
Yeah, how far, can I just, yeet myself out of the situation, or is there a chance to sneak past her and get down the stairs?
So that was sort of my second question is, which is your priority, speed or stealth?
Slide down the banister like I did.
I think... so she's coming out of the room. Is she, does it look like she's deadlocked on where the others are? Like she already knows, or is she, seem to be looking around for them?
You take a look, and she is just sort of wandering. She seems playful.
Okay, that's
sort of
great.
She is not trying to get to you as fast as she can. She's walking. She is enjoying the scraping sound of the bone saw against the stone. She's in no rush.
Okay, cool.
So I'll
Given that
just stealth it myself. If you, well, it's up to you,
I'm not
so-
stealthing it. If she's in no rush, she's unlikely to chase us about it. Is my thought on the matter.
No, that's a fair point. Yeah, no bad.
And if she's leisurely, she probably already knows where we are. 'Cause why else would she be so chill about this?
Yeah, no, it's a very good shout.
You can try and hide if you want, though. I think
but
Dorian's
I'm
gonna...
running, but it was a case of if we're going to stealth run or just jump through.
Yeah. I think Dorian's gonna take the quick way.
You're just booking it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Screw this.
Okay,
That's
so
why I suggested
yeah.
that I wanted to go outside and see what's going on out there.
So yeah, that would take you sort of down the stairs, unless you wanted to eat yourself out of a window, which is also an option.
I'm going to
Nope.
go down the stairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you sort of barrel down these stairs as quickly as you can, one last look over your shoulder, and you will see the Lice Mother cock her head at your retreating form and start a slow run that speeds up.
Oh,
and
fuck.
starts to. She's half skipping, half running.
Oh,
as if,
narrating.
you've made this fun. We're doing the chasing thing now. We can do that.
God damn it.
Well, I
as
do have a bow that I can use if that's permissible.
Yeah, I think Dorian's just sitting going, run! We need to leave!
I don't think a bow and arrow is going to do much.
Place.
I think it's a case of you just need to distance this one.
And we need to get the totems done.
Yeah.
She's literally a god.
I think at the moment we need.
She is a
we
god,
need to
she's
sort out
immortal.
the totems, get them all collected, and then we could defeat the Lice Mother.
I don't think we're getting all 7. I think we're getting 1.
Yeah, I know.
And
I'm
then
trying to find more.
whoever comes after us in many years' time will get the other.
you will know that the guild has been sending people sort of across the plaguescape in order to try and find these 7 totems.
Although perhaps getting rid of the one will show us a way out of this realm.
Perhaps indeed. But nevertheless, you make your way down the stairs.
So is there like a main drawing room or a main dining room?
Is there a way out of the building? Is what I
Yeah,
wanna
so
know.
you will find yourselves in sort of the hall of the downstairs. It appears as though it was abandoned only recently. The laundry drips on the lines, fires burn merrily in hearths, foodstuffs stew, simmer and bake in eternal stasis. Sounds echo a great deal against the bare stone architecture and glass windows. To your right, you will see the sort of hall opens out into a great dining hall. To your left, there is sort of the entrance hall. You can see a double door sort of that presumably leads to outside. and in a sort of side door you will see. Well, it's closed, but you imagine that might head sort of into some sort of servants' quarters or section, and it seems less ornate than the rest of the surroundings. So yeah, you barrel down these stairs. If you're sort of keeping up this pace, then you can certainly, and let me know where you're going.
Dorian's booking it for the doors. He wants out.
Yep, I would like
that
to
means the closest one.
try to run right through it.
You're just going to try and like barrel through these doors.
Yes.
I love that.
Just do like a running jump kick to get the get the dramatics going.
Okay,
Turns out
Jose.
they open in.
Jose, can you give me a dramatically opening doors check, please? So, do you have any traits that are going to help you out barreling through these doors?
Melee fighter, fearful, eye-catching, compassionate, and mentality. Those are the only traits that I have. So.
Melee fighter, you're attacking the doors.
Yeah, I'll give
you.
I'll give you a +1 for melee fighter. And is anyone else sort of also helping out with this? I think
Dorian is trying to get out of here.
I think
Dorian
I'm-
is leaving for those doors.
I did get down the stairs first, so maybe I could actually have already turned the handle on the door.
Yeah, I'm
So-
looking for it.
I think
He's just
uh,
gonna jump over you and still kick them open. You open the doors.
I think Shirky can give a +1 to this, sort of reaching the doors, like starting to open them, and then Jose is like smashing through. So that's a +2 you got there, and it's going to be difficulty 5. So can you give me that roll, d6?
Oh, typical Josh roll 1.
That's the worst number. So that is currently a failure with cost. Do you want to see if you can change that?
Yes. Do I roll the Doom coin?
Yes, you flip the Doom coin and see what you get.
You hit roller.
Roll.
Here we go. Here's draws.
Hey!
1. Or
So that is the crest side showing there. So that's a good one. As you barrel through this door, you hear the crunch of wood and the slight crunch of bone as well. Can you lose me 1 toughness? So you start on 4.
It was unlocked.
You'll be on 3 toughness now
okay.
as you barrel through this. So that basically means if you're attacked and stuff, it's going to be a bit easier to hurt you. But you smash through this door, and they open out onto the sort of the crisp grass of the grounds of the castle. I assume the rest of the group is sort of following suit.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do we see the hedge maze we saw before?
Yeah. So as you make your way sort of out into the grounds, you will see a few sort of smattered buildings around, wooden, sort of more hut-like than the grand castle that you're just escaping from.
Is this the only way out on this side of the building?
Yes, it appears so.
Wondering.
Dorian.
I'm
Should
just
we
gonna
maybe
run
set
straight
fire
through.
to the doorway.
What kind of maze is it? Like, what are the walls made of?
So it is just a maze sort of in the grounds. You're not currently sort of trapped in it or anything,
Okay.
but it is a hedge maze.
I hear if you turn left, you'll end up out quicker.
Well, I just want to run straight through the maze and get the hell out of here.
Well, hang on a second. I think I can help you out a little bit with this maze.
It's just a fun maze in the grounds. It doesn't necessarily lead out. I think
Yeah, but this
like
is
this
the
whole
dream
realm
thing.
is magic shit.
Perhaps, Dorian, call down your bird and...
That was what I was thinking. We're currently being pursued at a rather rapid pace, so Dorian, while running, is going to explain, hey, she's sprinting after us now, seems to think it's a game. She seems content to let us hide, and I really am looking at the idea of feeding that stomach thing to the raven. Or at the very least, I can calm him down and let him keep an eye on her for us.
Yeah. So as you look up, you will see the shape of a raven flying above you, and as you sort of barrel out, it will fly down to within sort of earshot of you. So if you do want to speak to the Valraven.
Oh, feather friend, I have a few deals for you, if you would like. I'm heading towards I'm still running towards the hedge maze as I'm talking to him.
Well, I'm always listening.
Yes, I had wondered about that. See, I'm not too well acquainted with the Lice Mother myself, but I wondered if you might be.
Few are and live to tell the tale. It keeps up with your running sort of effortlessly.
While they're running and chatting, can I maybe try and buy us some time by setting fire to the doorway?
You certainly can. Do you have a sort of flint and tinder, or
I do? Yes, I've got flint and tinder.
So you're sort of going to be trying to start a fire in this doorway.
Yeah, I'll try and start a fire. I mean, there's lots of, like you said, there's clothes, there's curtains.
There'll be tapestries and stuff around.
Tapestries, paintings, all that sort of jazz. You try and set a fire in the doorway just to buy some time while they're running.
Okay, so it's the rest of the group sort of running, and
I can see that they're heading towards the hedge maze, so I'll follow them once I've set this.
Excellent. So as you're doing that, in fact, let's do that one first. Okay. So can you give me a setting fire check? I'm going to say with the time pressure that you're under. This is going to be hasty.
Well, I've got light-footed. That helps with the time pressure.
So I think more... Did you have Borderborn? Was that Cap?
No.
I think...
No, I'm Audible.
I've got gutter.
And so am I.
I've got gutter snipe.
Gutter snipe. I don't think that's going to help with sort of starting fires.
I don't know.
So only the quick, the clever, and the brutal survive there. I think that starting fires. I think starting fires counts there.
Or at least you're quick.
All right, I'll give you a +1. If only to see you roll 2 ones. So this is going to be hasty, unless you want to sort of take your time, make it standard. If you do that, the Lice Mother will basically get to you. You might start this fire, but she will get to you.
We'll do it hasty then.
Hasty.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're just throwing bits together. We're throwing the flint and tinder. We're throwing it all together.
Okay. Can you roll me 2d6 and take the lowest and add 1?
Oh.
So I got a 3.
So that's a 3. So unless you're flipping that Doom coin, I'm afraid this is going to be. It's just not taking. You know, you're starting this fire and it's just not lighting fast enough. But perhaps a flip of that Doom coin could change everything.
He just goes shit, and starts running again.
So yeah, as you're sort of in your panic, you're sort of starting this fire. You see the Lice Mother coming down the stairs, rushing towards you. In your panic, you drop that flint and tinder, and you're just out. And so that was the cost. Essentially, you lost the flint and tinder in your panic to get away from the Lice Mother. So you're a few sort of yards behind the rest of the group, and Dorian, and the
Valraven. So talking with a raven. Feathered friend, I have one of 2 deals for you. I know, well, it's common enough knowledge that you may have eaten a king or 2. But do you have the king's voice? You have the king's mind, in part. His intellect, at least.
I like to think that it is my own intellect that was simply stimulated by his flesh, but...
I'll cut you a quick version of deal number 1. I have 2. I don't know which one you may wish for. Door number 1 or Dorian number 2. We have a meal fit only for the former love of someone round here. The Lice Mother, I believe. Wouldn't happen to be able to eat that for us.
I mean, are you talking about the intestine wrapped around my neck?
Yeah.
I shudder to think what would happen if if the wrong person ate that meal. It has never been tried, so I do not know. I'd be happy to take it, perhaps take it back to your guild hall and see if they can do anything with it.
That would be ever so kind, but first, we'll keep that in mind. First, and Dorian is going to chuck the raven the Perception's Mottled Pearl.
Ooh.
As they head into the maze.
So, tell me a little bit about that.
It is a pearl that is slightly magical. Whoever owns it can see it by closing their left eye. At sunset, ownership is reset, and the next human to touch it becomes its new owner.
Excellent. Okay. That's awesome.
Now, this can only be owned by a human, so unfortunately it's of little use to you, I think, though it is quite shiny. I have some,
I do like
I know
shiny.
Ordinary, far lesser ravens than yourself are quite fond of trinkets. I have some for you if you would aid us in this.
But what do you wish me doing with it?
Simply to fly above the maze and track and keep within enough distance to see our own progress through it and also the lives of others.
I think,
Do so, and all the gold and trinkets on my form shall be yours.
I think you have yourself a deal. And he reaches forward with his talon, taking the white orb from you.
Excellent.
So he's going to fly up above you guys, and if you close your left eye, you can indeed get a bird's eye view of the maze.
Excellent.
Dorian, is it as I said? Should we turn left?
Well, should we?
So I will save you the blow by blow left and right of the maze, but you are able to make your way through. There's a few places within the maze. There is one sort of leads out towards the edge of the castle, where you can see a portcullis that. So there's basically a big border wall around the whole sort of keep, and that portcullis seems to be the way out. There is also sort of a gardener's hut at the centre of the maze. And those are essentially the two main things. You will also see from above various figures making their way around the maze, sort of travelling sort of through human-like figures, each wielding shears, a trowel, a sort of gardening fork, something of the type, and they appear to just be like inspecting the various walls of the maze, looking sort of for anything wrong with the maze, and sort of keeping care of it. Their movement is jagged and unhuman-like, despite their human form.
Okay.
And they're sort of wandering the maze with a bird's eye view. You think evading them would not be impossible.
Okay, and has the Lice Mother entered the maze?
So she has left the castle. She sort of looks up at the sky, looks across at you, and you get the sense that she's not really wanting to leave the castle. She's going to stay at the door. Maybe forever. Maybe she will come out.
Waste of my
Who knows?
Downder.
Quite still,
She picks up
fire,
picks up the flint and tinder and taunts you with it.
You bitch.
Well, we seem to have bought ourselves some time. Where do you all think we should head?
I don't think the gardeners are going to help us somehow.
We still don't know who needs to consume the stomach thing.
Well, if we can find a spider, I could possibly ask it.
Should we maybe find the centre of this maze? There might be
There's
something.
probably garden spiders in it if you really want to.
I mean, sorry, I was thinking maybe we should find the centre of this garden maze. Maybe there might be something in the middle of it.
Yeah, so at the centre, from above, you can see there is sort of a building that looks to be sort of a gardener's shed at the centre.
Then I think we should go to that.
Alright, considering all we've got to go on is your visions, that might be a good idea.
So, as we go, we're keeping an eye out for, like, spiders, I guess?
Yeah,
Would that actually work?
I think this is what we do. I mean, sorry, Joe. I can't remember your character's name. As you try, Dorian. Thank you, Dorian.
The most normal name, and no one
I
can
know.
remember it.
Well,
That's why
this is what my character's going to say. So, Dorian, you can see the maze from above. You can lead us to the centre. Please, after you, run ahead.
Just seems to be a gardener's hut, but alright.
That's
and
fine. Take us there.
And indeed, you can not only lead them to the centre, but you can do so avoiding the gardeners in the maze, if you so wish.
Can I actually talk to spiders in this?
Yes, sorry. Silk, as you make your way through the maze, you will see a few lace workers, miniature lace workers, much smaller than the human-sized spiders that every so often find their way into trouble. Spinning their webs, catching flies, doing as they will. So yeah, you can certainly find a few spiders if you will.
Can I talk to them?
You can. I believe this is the aspect of the lace worker lace speech ability, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I assume this is by being a witch. You're not just asking if you can speak to spiders. Is it?
Yeah.
Does spiders speak in this setting? So, chance. Here we go, lace speech. So you can talk to lace workers directly or by touching their webs.
Can I pick one up and be like, "Hello there, brethren. Don't suppose you've seen..." Oh, wait, looking for the plague?
We're looking for the love of the lice lady, which I don't know has to be Plague Boy. I'm pretty sure she was a mortal person before, so she might have had, like, a husband then.
Possible. Do you perhaps, by chance, know the love of the lace?
The lice.
The love of the lice mother.
So the spider's speech is a tremulous thing in vibrations rather than sound. It taps on the back of your finger, sort of its movement conferring knowledge to you. It doesn't really know anything of love. The closest thing that it has to love is
This made us all sad.
violent procreation and followed by being eaten by its own young. But it will tell you of safe space down below the castle, below the grounds of caves and such that are hidden beneath these grounds. It will sort of... It's basically telling you this as a if you're going to get eaten by a giant bird, then this is a place you can go. It doesn't sort of have knowledge of human emotions and interactions, but it's a spider.
Fair enough.
Could I ask it, how exactly do we get there?
So it will know that there are a couple of ways down. Within the castle itself, within the gardener's hut, and within the bakehouse.
I would like to pass this information on while saying spider beats bird.
To be honest, the spider's not been as useful as the bird has been.
No, I'm more
It's told us
confused.
where the entrances are.
Well, regardless of these lists of various animalistic companions, we're headed to the hut in any case. We might as well check out these catacombs then.
I put the spider back.
It thanks you in its own twitching way. You make your way to the centre of the maze easily enough. And within, within that sort of centre, you will see the hut of a gardener. You can sort of smell something roasting on a fire from within, and can hear the sounds of something moving within, something human-sized, and the humming of a jaunty little tune.
I guess I just barge in.
I was going to say maybe we knock on the door first. I mean,
I'm gonna barge in. I'm gonna look this gardener in the eye, and I'm gonna shout in his face, "Whom does the lice mother love?"
Okay. So you barge in, and you do indeed see a what you assume to be a gardener. He has a big sort of wide-brimmed hat, pair of shears sort of tucked into his overalls, and he looks at you with one lazy eye, and says, "Oh, what are you doing in my house? And who's the lice mother?"
I just shout again the same thing. "Whom does the lice mother love?"
The nice mother, the crazy woman in the castle about a stone's throw or two away.
Give him a light slap to make sure he knows I'm serious.
He seems affronted and says, "Nobody lives in the castle except the royal family, Princess Euphelia and King Adram. They are not crazy in the slightest.
Well, there was someone chasing us with a bone saw, so I don't think
I
that's up
apologise
to
for
date.
my
there's no one
friends.
living in the castle anymore. They're all dead.
That's nonsense talk. If you're looking for crazy people, you should look in a mirror."
My sir, I found the body of the king.
The body of the...
Can I pull out the phone?
Yeah,
He looks at it. You sort of see a fear and anger wash over him that he immediately represses and goes, "Well, there must have been some mistake.
If you want to hear your dear king's voice, you still can.
You're thieves. You've stolen the crown."
If you want to meet the raven from him, perhaps that would convince you.
Can I use my liar's speech for a second here?
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
I want to basically say, congratulations, you have passed the royal test. The king will be most pleased with his honesty of his servants.
Okay.
I want to trick him into calming him down a bit.
Okay, I like that. So, can you give me a lying check, please? And since he wants to believe this, it's going to be difficulty 4.
Ooh. And a 5.
Yes.
And you've got, I assume you had liar as a trait?
Yes.
So that's +2. That's perfect for lying, as one might imagine. So yeah, that's a success. If you wanted to flip that into a critical success, you certainly could.
Oh, there you go. And if it is... Oh, no, I don't need a rough flip of Doom coin. No. I'll keep it as it is.
Okay. So in that case, he sort of, like, you feel like your lie sort of connects stuff enough together that he seems like, yeah, that'll work. And he goes, "Oh, well, yes, of course. I am nothing if not loyal to the family. It does not quite... Why do you have the king's crown?"
Oh, this is merely a fake, not the real thing at all.
I see. Well,
The king...
There was one thing we weren't lying about. There's a rather problematic person in the castle at the moment who poses some danger, not to the king, of course, but to
Durian,
more ordinary people.
Durian, this person, let's say, it poses problem to the princess. It's a former lover. Do you perhaps know where they would be hiding?
He sort of gives a bit of a smirk and says, "Oh, no, can't talk about that sort of thing. Princess Euthelia gave me this shawl. She gave it to me for being loyal. I am loyal, loyal to the family, and their secrets are not mine to share."
Okay, sorry, can I interject here? Because, so my character is naturally suspicious. I'm pretty sure this guy is lying, and I have this slight feeling that I feel that there's more. He's hiding something from us. So
so you could certainly make a judge check. So that is essentially it's kind of like insight in D&D,
that's it.
To try and work out.
I'm fine to roll for it, but I want to sort of get a confirmation in my own head if this guy is trying to almost be a bit subversive and not tell us the full story.
So that is difficulty 5, and suspicious is perfect for that. So you're going to get a +2.
Oh, cool. So a D6 +2 then?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, I'll roll that through, and it's a 5 to pass. That's brilliant. Got it bang on.
Nice.
5. So is that... Yep, 3 +2. So that is success with cost. So with a judge check, that is, you correctly judge whether the target has any hidden motives. You don't necessarily guess sort of what they are or anything like that. And I think with this, you will get... He is not hiding anything. He is believing what he's saying, although you get the sense that he is desperately sort of changing what he thinks in order to believe what he's saying. He is clearly a broken man. But he doesn't seem, at least, intentionally duplicitous.
No, I follow. So he's telling the truth as such. There's nothing like ulterior there, but he's trying to manipulate it to make it sound better for him.
No, it's more like he's batshit crazy.
Oh, I see.
He's mad.
And indeed, he'll continue sort of, yes, Princess Euthelia's secrets are not mine to share.
But
Being that she is currently indisposed, she is not free to share them. If you are her most loyal soul, oh god, what's the fucking word?
Confidant,
thank you. Then perhaps you're the only one we can know this from. We of course do need it in order to help the dear royal family.
Can you make me a convincing this guy to give you his information check, please?
Sure, and I have charming.
Charming is perfect, so that's +2 there.
So it's a D6.
And also with this sort of check, if you have something that you are willing to trade or offer, then that could also give you a bonus.
But that's a 5 + 2, so that's a 7.
That helps by slapping him again.
Yeah, that sort of knocks him about a bit. And he goes, well, if you are a friend of Euthelia's, she's been in a little trouble with recently, a tryst, if you will, with young Troizel, one of the Hound Master's boys. He is of low breeding stock, and, well, quite aside from that, he is betrothed to another, and, well, it is quite the scandal in the making, don't you know? I do worry for her. She seems rather upset. I hope she doesn't do anything rash.
Oh. A houndman, do you say?
I think he may be
Yes.
distracting us, but that's just me.
I think he's telling us pretty frank what is the truth.
Yeah.
I think he's just also living in a world of denial to ignore, the lice mother outside his front door.
I agree with
And
Soren there, yeah.
The king ordered the man, Troizel, his name, ordered him to the dungeons. We don't have dungeons, but the caves below. Only until all of this blows over. She is betrothed to a man from Cocytus. That will solve all these problems, and Euthelia, she will get over this young tryst. You know how young people are. Everything will be well. Everything will be better. Nothing
We
will
hear
go
you have a
wrong.
way into the caves. Can you point that to us?
Don't forget, time is ticking.
Oh, we're not, being
Not
chased
quite
anymore.
anymore.
We're fine now.
No, yeah.
No, we're fine.
The ghost turned away at the front door, so we're not being chased anymore at the moment.
Yeah, it's nothing's pursuing us through the maze real quick.
You
Or
think
just
so?
close an eye.
He will point across the room to a trapdoor in the corner of the hut and say, that leads down to the storerooms, to the caves, to the cages, to the man.
Okay, so very, very quickly before we start making our way down to the dungeons, is there anything of interest in the room we are in the gardener's hut? Is there anything that we can maybe use as tools or weapons?
I also want to at least part pay the raven before we go down.
So there are indeed shears, pitchforks, and basically any sort of gardening implement that you can think of, hoes and spades and stuff.
Okay, so, I mean, funny you say this, I am a gardener, and Matt will back me up here. Do you know what a billhook is?
Vaguely, yes.
Oh, it's like a pike, basically.
Yeah. Think of like a big curvature blade, about the size of a small axe. Like
What the fuck do you actually use those for? If you're saying gardening,
Yeah,
like a...
yeah, no, we use them for hazel coppicing. Matt will know this as well.
And for threatening trespassers as well.
That too, they're damn good at that. It's pretty much think of like a meat cleaver, like British style, with like a hook on the end. It's a billock.
okay, you mean the handheld ones. I was wondering what a gardener was doing with like a pole arm.
No, they can be pole arms as well, but you can't. Like, in gardening, you only have them just with your hand, and you use them basically like an axe to cut through like hazel coppice and like small branches and stuff like that.
Are you going to be dual wielding?
Well,
Yeah, with the long knife that you've already picked
I
up.
was going to say this is the thing. I mean, I might give out some weapons to people because if people aren't looking around for this stuff, and I'm the sneaky devil just looking at taking stuff, and I'll hand it out.
I think we've all got our shovels and I've got a bow, so I'm good on that.
Yeah. I mean, I did lose my flint and tinder. Is there any flint and tinder in this hut?
That's a good question.
There is. It is the gardener's. He will, as you're sort of clearly eyeing up his.
No, I
his
just pick
stuff.
up and pocket it right in front of him. I don't care if he sees me. He tries to say it and I'll slap him again.
Apologies for the thugs and brigands I've brought in here, by the way. They'll be dealt with in time. You'll get your tinder.
I'll tell the family.
Go for it.
I'll be telling them directly myself in less than an hour.
Aye, go tell them. Go in the front door.
Oh no! Don't make the poor guy get murdered over
He
there.
sort of looks in the direction of the castle, obviously obfuscated by the hedge maze, and you see a sort of fear in his eyes. Not a fear of mortal danger, but a fear of his worldview being brought to proof.
We'll deal with that. Don't you worry your head.
But yeah, if you want to add any sort of gardening gear to your sheet, you certainly can.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to pick up this, but I'm going to find all these bill hooks. I'm going to give it to someone, whoever wants it. Shirky or John.
Does anyone want a bill hook?
Yeah.
Does he have a chainsaw?
He does not quite have a chainsaw.
What about a scythe?
So that's a good one.
I think there'll be a scythe.
I'll take a scythe.
With there's also a collection of like wooden clogs with different heights for use with
sounds
the scythe.
delightfully fun.
Yeah.
I could get myself a new
That's
foot.
good.
Yeah, I'll take the scythe for sure.
Excellent.
Right, I'm
It's,
just gonna.
Good sir, what is your name?
Bleffin.
Ah. Well, we'll make sure your report is gleaming.
Yes, I would like that. Thank you, Mr.
Silk.
Silk.
Do you know what? Might as well. So can I dip out for a second to call the Raven down?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, you'll sort of still be able to see the thing from up high, and
I
sort
may be gaining some. Yeah, I'll call him down.
you'll sort of the view will sickeningly jerk towards you as the Raven dives, landing on the hedge nearby.
Alright. Well, you've done your job admirably. Seems where we go now, you may not be able to aid us quite so well. And I'm going to pull out the brooches and sort of place them on the path. All the trinkets your heart could desire. I'll keep the gold chain in my pocket for now.
Always use for shiny things.
That's true.
A pleasure doing business with you.
One more thing. I fear my old age has turned my heart to mush, but there's a rather distressed old coot in there. With your voice being as it is, I believe we can help him out a little. And I'm going to take the gold chain out and ask for the pearl bag.
It sort of leaves it on the ground near the brooches, sort of piles them up in a small pile, taking them back up to the hedge, stashing them away.
Alright, so he's quite entranced with the royal family, very loyal and completely deluded. I'm sure you know, you've been around here far longer than I have. I was wondering if perhaps you couldn't relay a faux message, essentially, to him from his dearest king, commending him for his loyalty.
I can do this thing, of course.
I'm aware it's a foolish thing for the poor wretch, but still.
He eyes the chain and says, and in return?
Oh, of course, the chain. You've been a great help to us, saved our skin more than likely, and been a rather pleasant lad to chat with.
Wow. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please simply call.
I'm always down to make yet another trade, my friend.
I will speak to the man. I will.
Yeah, and before he goes, Dorian, in a sign of good faith, is going to give him the chain preemptively.
Excellent.
Drape it over his little crow neck.
He, under the weight of it, he sort of beats his way into the air, stashing it away nearby. Excellent.
Many thanks, and shall we meet in a brighter day?
Not many bright days these days, but perhaps this will all be a fevered dream.
Or a pleasant nightmare. And Dorian's going to walk back inside.
Okay.
I want to say Donovan, don't you?
It's too similar. I didn't account for the names.
You guys can make it back to the. You're back in the gardener's hut. Everyone's kitted themselves out with whatever gardening implement they most feel attuned with, and the trapdoor beckons.
Okay, so I'm going to walk up to the trapdoor. I'm going to swing it open. I'm going to jump down.
Okay. The area below is dark. The light above still sort of shines some light in this area. You see sort of chiseled and worked stone forming sort of a corridor and a couple of rooms that you can peer into. Appear to be a sort of a root cellar and a food storage room. Up ahead, the caves sort of become less worked, less carefully maintained, and sort of dip away into sort of natural formations.
I guess we keep going.
I mean, are you guys going to join me? Are you going to climb down the ladder?
Sure, we're coming.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I mean, have we got a light source, like a torch or anything?
Great question.
Do we go up to the guy and start and make ourselves a torch?
Just start stealing his clothes and wrap around a stick.
Blevin will
Look at
have
that. Just happened to pick up some flint and tinder.
No, I think we've tormented him enough.
Just rob the man blind.
Yeah, you certainly can sort of make a torch
Okay.
to light your way.
And now,
Alright, well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap some rags around the handle of my spade, I guess, because that's the only stick type thing that I currently own.
Yeah.
So, set it alight.
Excellent. With the way lit ahead you, the orange glow of the flames making shadows jump in every corner,
A spade torch.
seeming to be filled with danger. You will see the room of basically a root cellar, some storage, and this natural cave, sort of leading both sort of left and right. The left-hand sort of cave, you can sort of see the glistening of wet walls that direction. The right-hand cave, you will see sort of the outline of some sort of wooden structure in a sort of room opening.
To the wood.
Sort of a wooden structure.
Yeah, we'll go right.
So, okay. As you make your way down the cave, your sort of movement will be stopped by the sound of an ear-splitting scream. It is not a scream of pain, but more that of a petulant child.
I would like to
Shouting.
go investigate.
Okay, yeah. As Jose sort of moves forward, you will.
I don't know that I'd do that.
It's okay. I'm 4'5", remember? They won't see me.
my height fluctuates with every sentence. You
Suddenly a child himself.
You see the sort of wooden structure that you saw is essentially a piece of scaffolding that sort of builds out from the cave entrance that you're sort of moving out onto. The cave itself sort of drops away to a sort of large cavernous room that the sort of scaffolding leads down onto. At the far end of the room, only slightly lit by the flames from behind, you see a wrought iron cage. Within the cage, you can see a young, handsome man who is currently in the midst of a tantrum. When I say young, 20 to 25. Currently sort of screaming, bawling his head off. His hands in sort of meaty fists, pounding at the ground around him. The leavings of sort of a few carcasses around, sort of in his cage. You see nothing else within the room.
Wonder what's going on.
All right, there,
here.
big chap. Are you the dog boy?
That's putting it plainly.
As Shirky sort of calls out, the man stops his wailing and peers into the darkness, clearly sort of unable to see particularly well, and sort of cocks his head at you, points petulantly, and just gives out another sort of babbling scream. But this one doesn't seem quite so annoyed. It just seems more...
Great, we've got another mad one here. Anybody want to talk to him?
We're all mad here.
Aren't we all?
No, right. Was he when he pointed? Did he point at us, or did he?
Yeah,
point?
he pointed at Shirky,
Okay.
clearly sort of reacting to the noise, to the conversation.
Let's see. Are you coherent at all? Do you remember the princess? Do you remember yourself, Giselle?
He sort of crawls over, leans himself up against the cage, again gives a sort of a cackling scream, and apart from that, you get no intelligible response.
Is there a dog ball in there with a name imprinted on it by any chance?
No, but his
Collar, a tag.
no, I'm afraid there is not.
Okay. Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone else in the dungeons. So if the Lice Mother is indeed the princess, then this must be the princess's love. Unless you feel like trying to call the Plague Master down.
No, Gabe, throw the meat at that wretch.
I was kind of thinking the same, actually. But let me try a different way. So I'm going to walk up to the guy in the cage, and I'm going to...
Okay. So there is a so essentially you guys are probably about 15 feet above him. On there's this scaffolding that leads down into the room. So you can certainly sort of climb down the scaffolding and go over towards him.
Okay, sorry, I just need to ask, I mean, does this guy look in any way intimidating? Does he look like he's,
No, he'd sort of probably, he looks wasted away, malnourished, and certainly from the way he moves, it seems a more like petulant, childish movements than anything that sort of seems.
Then I've got light fist as well, so I can use the scaffolding to jump down without taking any damage. Am I right?
Well, you can certainly clamber down easily enough.
Cool.
And,
because I want to approach this guy. So my first instinct is to almost help him if he's sort of withering away in the dungeon.
Do not let him out of the cage! Don't do it! He is a rabid cannibal! Do not!
Yeah, but I've got a knife, so...
That does not make it better at all! Good lord, why did we let him keep the totem?
As you approach the cage, Troizel, or the man inside there, who may or may not be Troizel, goes up to the edge of the cage.
Somebody had a boo-boo.
And sort of reaches out towards you in excitement and sort of babbling interest.
Give him the snack and then walk back.
Fine. I'm going to listen to my friends. I'm going to give him my intestine necklace and let him jump away.
Okay. So you give him the intestine necklace, and greedily he sort of pulls it towards him, sort of snatching it out of your hands without any manners whatsoever. He sort of slams it onto the ground and starts he presses his fingers into the soft flesh of the used stomach, peels it open, and his eyes light up in interest. He starts taking the sort of scraps of meat and bread and wine, stuffing them into his face, letting them dribble down his jaw, just starts wolfing this thing down with abandon as if it's the first and last thing he's ever eaten, joyfully sort of cackling to himself as he eats.
Do you think she can tell when that thing gets destroyed?
Something on the back of your neck sort of goes up. The hair on the back of your neck rises, and you feel, rather than with any of your other senses, you just know there is something behind you.
Behind Cartman or behind us?
Behind Gabe, yeah.
Behind me. I'm going to react to that feeling. I'm going to turn around and see what it is.
You turn around, and underneath this scaffolding, a sort of collection of wood and collected undergrowth forms a great nest-like structure, much more sort of natural than the scaffolding it is sort of worked into and underneath. Rising out of the nest, you see what is best described as a bear-like creature. It is large and malformed. It is asymmetrical. Its loping gait, moving slowly towards you. You see in its eyes more intelligence than you saw in the man's eyes. You see anger, and you see perhaps even a little bit of fear.
Well, that ain't good.
Do you think they changed the mind of the bear and the boy?
Let me think. What can I do here? I've got this bear looking at me, and
True.
he wants me to do something.
I'm more concerned for the
I
token.
mean, I am a wild thing. That could be interesting.
Maybe if it eats Gabe, we can then open the cage and watch it eat the boy.
That would be neat.
I mean, I'm tempted just
I
to
don't
run
know if it'd
around
be
in
the
circles
mind
right
of the
now.
boy or the body of the boy that would count for the love eating it.
Eating the one of the other.
One question: is it a black or brown bear? I mean, because I know one of them's playing dead.
Black, brown, gold, the green.
It is bear-like.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
it is the
monster.
size and sort of general shape of a bear.
Okay.
The snout is longer and more misshapen. Its arms and legs are sort of lankier, so everything's a little off. It's not any natural creature that you sort of know.
My answer is, 'cause I'm in this pit. I'm facing off this bear. The only way out, the only way I can really deal with this is to get out the bloody pit. So I am light-footed. So I'm going to say that my character is quite agile. So I can maybe try and get myself out of this hole.
You certainly can.
But what I want to know is the scaffolding still safe? Could I use that? But then that's going towards the bear.
Yeah, so it's near the bear. So you can certainly make this attempt. You could either
2 coins on him falling back in. Who's on?
I don't know. If we did destroy the token, we should probably keep a lookout for, her coming for us, potentially. I don't know if she can, hone in on it. Like a radar.
Let's let him up first and see
I
if he
don't think
falls
that
and
really
then we'll sort
matters.
the coins.
Okay, so this is what I want to do, and I am going to go for the roll for the agility, whatever it is. I want to use the scaffolding to get back up to where I came.
okay.
So that might involve a bit of dodging around the bear, or maybe a bit of if my maybe some help from my friends, if they can maybe catch me if I don't quite reach the top. If you need.
So I'm going to say
If you get within a meter, we'll help you.
Maybe.
I'm going to say this is going to be difficulty 6. And you've got light-footed. I think that's going to give you a +2. That seems perfect for climbing. Do you have any gear or anything that's going to help you out here?
That's a good question. No, only a bow and soft armour.
All right, so that is a +2, and you're looking for a 6, and this is going to be standard check.
Okay, yeah. 1d6 +2.
Yep.
4.
4. I'm afraid that is currently a failure. You could try and flip that into a success.
I will have to flip that into a success, yeah. I'll try to.
Indeed you do. So it is a success with cost. As you sort of move, your movement sort of makes up this creature's mind. It decides you are not friend, you are definitely foe. But you dart past it, start climbing. As you do so, it launches all of its weight against the scaffolding, and you hear beams creak, splinter, and break as you sort of trying to climb. You thump heavily against the edge of the wall. Your friends sort of dragging you up, and you sort of feel the the piece of the heavy scaffolding sort of slam against your shoulder, and you lose me 1 toughness as you make your way up this scaffolding. You are able, however, to make your way up and to relative safety. The bear sort of roars into the sky, leaning on its back legs, clawing at the scaffolding and the way up. It seems for now it is unable to follow you. As the creature in the cage, the man, sort of scoops up the last of that meal into his mouth, giving a satisfied grin to himself, finally sated. You, Gabe, will feel a rush of just sensation and knowledge, similar to the one that you felt when you touched the totem. You feel something about it sort of twist and break. A weight that you didn't quite realise you were carrying suddenly is lifted. This totem, you realise, has been cleansed, and one of the links binding Princess Euthelia, the lice mother, to immortality, has been broken. Your mission has been completed. So congratulations on that.
Okay, so yeah.
Now we just need to survive.
So very, very quickly, after I have that feeling, I'm going to actually send my collapse to the ground. I'm going to say, we've done it. We've done it.
With a bear right
No,
there?
because he just dragged me out the bloody hole. So...
okay.
I mean, you could if you want to. I mean, sacrifice. But yeah, as I said, after they pull me out of the hole, I'm going to sort of just, fall to the floor and just muster to myself that we've done it. We've done it. We've done it.
I think as you're sort of... Oh, sorry, yeah.
Well, we still need to leave, though.
Can we?
Well, no, hang on. That's,
I mean, I don't want to die
completed our
here.
first
That part of the
we've
story.
completed our first mission now. So we've got to now find other totems and how to destroy the other totems.
And I think as you're sort of saying, we've done it, we've done it, we've done it, the camera sort of pans away from the group, up through the twisting caves, down perhaps even through the bulgeways where the dirt turns to meat under the ground, up and into the sky.
What?
You see Castle Leith, and you see the Plaguescape itself. You have completed, yes, one of the steps required to break the curse upon this land, but there are many more steps before you. These might be completed by yourselves, or maybe they will be completed by other gravediggers, braver or more lucky than you. This has been a demo into Doomsong, and I hope you have enjoyed your adventure into the world of Leith and the Plaguescape.